Hi everyone, my name is Rhonda Robson and welcome to my Fluid Art channel. Today we're in a series that I've been in for quite a while now, but it is really about Fluid Art 101, especially for those of you who are beginners. So there is a lot of questions about, do you prepare the backs of your canvases? Do you not? How do you do it if you're going to prepare them? So today is all about that. You can choose not to, or you can choose to prepare them. So I'm going to show you how you can prepare them if you would like. All right, well, let me get you down on this canvas and let me show you how I do that. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And if you're just joining this series, let me tell you a little bit about the series. The first part of this series was just talking about how to get started, what materials you might need, what things to think about. And I have now taken that portion of it and I've chopped it up and made it into easier bite-size descriptions of each one of those. So the first part was just kind of intro. The second part was about techniques. What techniques are out there that maybe you are drawn to, and I show you what those techniques look like in the end result so you can choose. Then the second one, or the third one, I should say, was about consistency of paint. And what consistencies do I need to use for the different types of pours? And then what mediums are out there? And realizing that I'm in the United States, everybody has different types of paints that they have access to and different types of mediums. Then I talked about preparing the actual area that you're working in. And then of course today we're talking about preparing the back of the canvas. So if you're interested in those, I'll make sure that that's all linked down below too as well. All right, well, thanks for joining me. Let me get you down and let me show you how to prepare the backs of your canvases if you're looking for that. All right, bye for now. Bye. Hi everyone, well, welcome back to my channel. Today we're still in our series of 101 Fluid Art Acrylic Pouring Paints, and today we're in part 5 of the series, and we're going to talk about preparing the backs and preparing the fronts of your canvases. So there's a lot of debate whether you should or shouldn't prepare the backs of your canvases. So I'm going to tell you kind of what I do and how I prepare, and then there are also different things about preparing the front of your canvas as well. So let's talk about preparing the front of your canvas. The canvases that I get by Artist Loft are already primed. And so if you're getting those, you don't need to prime your canvases unless you want maybe a little bit of wetness to your canvas. And you can do that actually by spraying the back of your canvas with a little bit of water, with a little bit of spray. Or if you want to, you can prepare your canvas with gesso. So if you're doing fluid art and you're utilizing a pre-primed canvas, you do not need gesso. But some people really want to prime their canvas, and so they actually utilize gesso even over top of this. But everybody is different, so it's really whatever you want to do. I don't prime my canvas, so I just start with the fresh canvas from Artist Loft. Since it's already primed, let's talk about the back. How I prepare my back is, there's two different ways that I prepare it. And I'm going to show you how I prepare it by just taking this canvas right here and getting that done. So first of all, I will get into the plastic, but I put my piece down and I keep my plastic on while I'm preparing the back. And the reason why I do that is because I have a cat and I have a dog, and there's all kinds of little dog and cat hairs all over my house. So to prepare my front of my canvas and not getting hair on it, I leave the cellophane on as I'm preparing the back. Okay, so this happens to have these gel packs, which is really super nice. So don't open your canvas until you're ready to actually paint on it. Some people love to have a very clean back, and that is everyone's opinion on how that looks. For me personally, I hardly ever prepare the back of a canvas unless it's a commission piece, because it's its own art, you know that this canvas right here was handmade. It's an original because I have that on the back, right? It is not a print. And so I don't very often, probably about 2% of the time that I pour, do I actually tape the back of my canvas. But today, I'm going to show you how to do that. So I use two types of paint. I actually use frog tape more than I do the blue tape. And so I don't have any left. So I'm going to show you with the blue painter's tape. This is that 3M painter's tape. So I just take a piece of it, and however you want to do, wherever you don't want paint, go ahead and put it down and tear it off. Same thing over here on this side. Whatever you don't want paint on, get that. So here, I didn't want it over underneath the ridge here, and I accidentally did it right there. So I'm gonna lift that up and reapply it. So there you go. And then I'm gonna do the same thing here. And here. And if you wanted everything perfectly straight, then you could go and do even more, right? You can make it thicker if you want. So I'm just going to show you what I would do for that portion. If I wanted to get it so hardly any of the paint went down here. So you can keep it that thick and just protect your wood, or you can also protect the bottom of that. All right, so then the next thing you need to do to prepare your back is you need to make sure that it's lifted off the surface. One reason is so that the paint can drip down, and as you're lifting the painting up to maybe put it in a drying place, it's easier to grab. The other reason, and the more important reason, is that it needs to dry evenly. So there has to be air that gets up underneath here in order for the back of the canvas to dry while the top of the canvas is drying as well. So I use push pins. For the longest time I used teeny tiny ones. So you can see those right there. But they will damage and they're hard to get in and out, and they're tiny. So then I went to these medium ones, which were really a great upgrade from the small ones. And then I discovered these, and I loved these. For the longest time I would put them in with two smaller push pins and they would be right there. But as I tilt the canvas and as I was moving it like this and I was holding it to tilt, what I noticed, it put pressure and then these would come off all the time for my larger ones. So for my smaller ones, these work great. But now I have upgraded to even better ones, and that's these big jumbo push pins. And so all you do is, I'm going to show you with my 4 smaller ones, since I don't have 4 of the big ones. But the big ones are the best. That's what I have on the back of this one. And they also are great because you can help level. So if you can see, this push pin right here is not in, or is in further than this push pin. There's a little bit of space there, and that's because I wanted it level, and I utilize this leveling tool as well. So then I take these push pins and I put them in the corners and I just push them all the way in. You can see I use these all the time. And then once I have my push pins in, my back is almost done. So what I mean by almost done is I need to make sure it's level. So I take my canvas and I turn it over, and I try not to touch the tops of them too, because you have oil residue on your fingers. And if you touch the canvas, like I have maybe lotion on my hands, and I touch it, it will react with the paint. So be careful on that. Don't touch the top of your canvases. Now I need to make sure it's level. So because I don't want this to be on the top of it, since I've been touching it here recently, I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to put my level on, and it is exactly in the center. So can you see that? Maybe I can raise this up just slightly more. So what I do is then I turn it back over and I unscrew these just slightly. And now it's in the middle. Just come down just a little bit more. And that's what I love about the bigger ones, because they can unscrew. There you go. Perfectly level now. So that's preparing the back side of your canvas. And that is what you absolutely need, are something to lift it up. Now, do you have to use thumbtacks? No. You can use cups. You can use, I use these for the longest time, or I'd put a push pin in and use this underneath. I like them so that they're attached. I know some people have devices or cups that they put in the corners and allow it to drip over, but I like it so that when I take it to my drying area, I just lift it off. I take it, I put it on my level piece of plywood, and then it's good to go. So that is preparing the front and the back of your canvas. You choose whether or not you want to do the tape on the back side or not. That is completely up to you. All right, well, thanks for joining me today. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell. And if you like these videos, especially if you like this series, give me a big thumbs up on that. All right, bye for now. Bye.
Thanks for watching, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that way you can get notified when I have a new video up. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.